Shalom. This is going to be part 2 of the book of Jeremiah, chapters 30 through 36. Now, I kind of got a little bit off track on the other one, and a couple of those chapters in Jeremiah were kind of long. So I should be able to finish this up because these are not too long. I also want to show in part 1 how most of that stuff is tied in to the New Testament and all that good stuff. So I'm going to continue off with this teaching or this reading, right? So it says, restoration promised. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto Jeremiah the second time. So he tells him the second time. This is the second time he's coming to him. While he was yet shut up in the court of the prison, saying, I read in the previous video, left off with Jeremiah 32 when he was in prison. Thus saith the Lord, the maker there. Thus saith the Lord, the maker thereof. The Lord hath formed it, that hath formed it, to establish it. The Lord is, the Lord is his name. Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things, which thou knowest not. So he said, call unto him, and he's going to answer, and he's going to show him great and mighty things. He still works the same way today. So, for thus said the Lord, the God of Israel, concerning the houses of this city, and concerning the houses of the kings of Judah, which are thrown down by the mounts and by the sword. They come to fight with the Chaldeans, but it is to fill them with the dead bodies of men, whom I have slain in mine anger and in my fury, for all whose wickedness I have hid my face from this city. So it's very important that we understand, how God works. Okay, he tells us how he works in his word. I don't think he just says, here, I'm going to give you this Bible, but I'm not going to explain to you the things that I require. I'm not going to explain to you the things that I have told you what was going to happen. He's not going to do that. There's no gray areas. So this is why I read whole chapters. So he says, behold, I will bring the health and cure. I will bring it health and cure, and I will cure them and will reveal unto them the abundance of peace and truth. So he's saying here, he's going to reveal unto them abundance of peace and truth. He's going to reveal it. This is God. And I will cause the captivity of Judah and the captivity of Israel to return, and I will build them as at first. So he said he's going to build them up like he did in the first time when he built them. And I will cleanse them from all their iniquity. If this happened, I don't think this happened yet. I don't think he cleansed them from all their iniquity yet, because there's still sin that's in the world. And I will cleanse them from all their iniquity, whereby they have sinned against me, and I will pardon all their iniquities, whereby they have sinned, and whereby they have transgressed against me. And we understand this word transgress in the Hebrew is the same it's the same meaning in the Greek, just a different word, pashash, or pasah, right? Or pasha.
Strong's H 6586. Pasha.
To rebel, to transgress, to revolt, to rebel, revolt, to transgress, to be a rebel against. And what does it say down here? To break away from from just authority, i.e., trespass, apostatize, or be apostate, quarrel, offend, rebel, revolt, transgress, transgression, transgressor. So We could go into all these words, but I want to save time. And it shall be to me a name of joy, a praise and an honor before all the nations of the earth, which shall hear all the good that I do unto them, and they shall fear and tremble for all the goodness and for all the prosperity that I procure unto you. Thus said the Lord, again there shall be heard in this place which ye say shall be desolate without man and without beast, even in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem that are desolate without man and without inhabitant and without beast. The voice of joy and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, the voice of them that say, praise the Lord of hosts. For the Lord is good, and for his mercy endureth forever. And of them that shall bring the sacrifice of praise. So it's not talking about sacrifice of animals. It's talking about the sacrifice of praising him into the house of the Lord. For I will cause to return the captivity of the land as at the first, saith the Lord. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, again in this place, which is desolate without man and without beast, and in all the cities thereof, shall be an habitation of shepherds, causing their flocks to lie down. In the cities of the mountains, in the cities of the valve, and in the cities of the south, and in the land of Benjamin, and in the places about Jerusalem, and in the cities of Judah, shall the flocks pass again under the hands of him that telleth them, saith the Lord. And then it says the Davidic kingdom. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will perform that good thing which I have promised unto the house of Israel and to the house of Judah. In those days and at that time will I cause the branch of righteousness to grow up unto David, and he shall execute judgment and righteousness in the land. So we understand that Christ has not come back yet to judge. So this is what he's talking about. He's talking about the last days when the Messiah comes back to judge the world. He's going to start at Jerusalem. We understand that according to Bible prophecy. So it says here, in those days shall Judah be saved, and Jerusalem shall dwell safely. And this is the name wherewith she shall be called, to the Lord our righteousness. For thus saith the Lord, David shall never want a man to sit upon the throne of the house of Israel, neither shall the priests of Levites want a man before me to offer burnt offerings. So we understand that, this is talking about when Christ comes back to the earth, judgment. Because we understand that the first time he came, the Levitical priesthood, which we read in Hebrews chapter 9 and in chapter 10, was done away with by the sacrifice of Christ. We understand that. But we just don't know about all this other stuff because we're never read this stuff, right? And let me do something, because I'm that Romans 12 guy, right? I'm that Romans 12 guy. I do what God has given me to do. So let's see what Romans 12 say, because everybody seemed like we all got to do the same thing. So let's see what Romans 12 say and see if people. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. For I say through the grace given unto me, that every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as God have dealt to every man the measure of faith. So God gives us the measure of faith. Now let's read down to verse 4. Let's read verse 4 and see what measures each person is given. For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office. That means we're not all going to be teaching or preaching the same thing. So we, being many, are one body in Christ, and every one members one of another, having then gifts differing, right, according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the portion of faith, or ministry, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth on teaching, or he that exhorteth on exhortation, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity. He that ruleth with diligence, he that showeth mercy with cheerfulness. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil, cleave to that which is good. So we understand that not everybody's going to be doing the same thing. So again, let's get back into this. So whoever's been given the measure of grace given to them, continue on doing what you do, whether it's bringing out this history, or whether it's ministering, or whether it's teaching, or whether it's dealing with prophecy. We all should be the same, in the same body, but not doing the same thing. My feet are not like my hands. I can't pick things up with my feet. So my hands have a specific purpose. Just like my mouth is not my ears. I can't hear through my mouth, and I can't speak through my ears. They don't do the same thing. They have their own purpose. For those that don't understand. So in those days shall Judah be saved, and Jerusalem shall dwell safely. And this is the, okay, I read that. For thus said the Lord, David shall never want a man to sit upon the throne of the house of Israel, neither shall the priests of the Levites want a man before me to offer burnt offerings, to kindle meat offerings, and to do sacrifice continually. So this is talking about, again, Christ right here. He was the perfect sacrifice. We understand that. But people are spinning this narrative like we don't understand why Christ came or none of that stuff. This is the narrative because we're reading what they don't want us to read. And it's not going to keep working. And the word of the Lord came unto Jeremiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord, if ye can break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night, that there should not be day and night in their season, then may also my covenant be broken with David my servant, and that he should not have a son to reign upon his throne. And with the Levites, the priests, my ministers, as the hosts of heaven cannot be numbered, neither the sand of the sea measured, so will I multiply the seed of David my servant and the Levites that minister unto me. Moreover, the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah, saying, Considerest thou not what this people have spoken, saying, the two families which the Lord hath chosen. Remember, God chose these people. He hath even cast them off. Thus they have despised my people, that they should be no more a nation before them. Sounds like what we read in the Psalms. So we see some people casting his people off, that they should no longer be a nation before them. So let's see what this says here. Thus saith the Lord, if my covenant be not with day and night, and if I have not appointed the ordinances of heaven and earth, then will I cast away the seed of Jacob and David, my servant, so that I will not take any of his seed to be rulers over the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for I will cause their captivity to return and have mercy on them. I wonder why they don't want us to talk about this stuff. I'm just worried. I'm just curious why. Oops. Let me go back. Chapter 34. A prophecy against Zedekiah. The word of the Lord, the word which came unto Jeremiah from the Lord, when Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and all his army, and all the kingdoms of the earth of his dominion, and all the people fought against Jerusalem and against the cities thereof, saying, Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, Go and speak to Zedekiah, the king of Judah, and tell him, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will give this city into the hand of the king of Babylon, and he shall burn it with fire. So I believe that this is talking about, let me see. I believe Jeremiah was the first temple period, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see about that. I'm pretty sure I'm right, though. Let's just get a quick check. Yep, first temple period. Solomon's temple, first temple period. This happened in 650 BC, 587 BC, and it talks about Josiah, Jehoaz, Jehoiakim, and Zedekiah. So this was around first temple period. Why was Jeremiah not allowed in the temple? Okay. Was the temple destroyed during Jeremiah's time? No, it wasn't. Okay. So that's first temple period, which I pretty much knew, because the second temple was destroyed in 70 AD. We all know the history, but what we want to get into is these prophecies. And it seems like some people don't want these prophecies to be read. I wonder why. So it says here, and thou shalt not escape out of his hand, but shalt surely be taken and delivered into his hands, and thine eyes shall behold the eyes of the king of Babylon, and he shall speak with thee mouth to mouth, and thou shalt go to Babylon. Yet hear the word of the Lord, O Zedekiah, king of Judah. Thus saith the Lord of thee, thou shalt not die by the sword, but thou shalt die in peace, and with the burnings of thy fathers, the former kings which were before thee, so shall they burn odors for thee, and they will lament thee, saying, Ah, Lord, I have pronounced the word, for I have pronounced the word, saith the Lord. So he's basically saying, when I say something, it's going to happen. Then Jeremiah the prophet spake all these words unto Zedekiah, king of Judah, in Jerusalem. When the king of Babylon's army fought against Jerusalem and against all the cities of Judah that were left, against Lachish, I believe I pronounced that, and against Azekah, I believe, for these defense cities remain of the cities of Judah. This is the word that came unto Jeremiah from the Lord after that the king Zedekiah had made a covenant with all the people which were at Jerusalem to proclaim liberty unto them, that every man should let his manservant and every man his maidservant, being an Hebrew or a Hebrewess, go free. Okay. That none should serve himself of them, to wit, of a Jew his brother. Now, when all the princes and all the people which have entered into the covenant, heard that everyone should let his manservant and everyone his maidservant go free, that none should serve themselves of them anymore, then they obeyed and let them go. So this is actually, talking about them being freed after the Babylonian captivity. But afterward, they turned and caused the servants and the handmaids whom they had let go free to return, and brought them into subjection for servants and for handmaids. Therefore the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah. Therefore the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Thus said the Lord God, the God of Israel, I made a covenant with your fathers in the day that I brought them forth out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondmen. So now it's talking about many verses. It says the house of bondage. This is talking about the house of bondmen, saying, at the end of 7 years, let ye go every man to his brother and Hebrew, which have been sold unto thee. And when he have served these 6 years, thou shalt let him go free from thee. But your fathers hearken not unto me, neither incline their ear. And ye were now turned and had done right in my sight in proclaiming liberty every man to his neighbor. And ye had made a covenant before me in the house which is called by my name. But ye turned and polluted my name, and caused every man his servant and every man his handmaid, whom ye had set at liberty at their pleasure, to return, and brought them into subjection, to be unto you for servants and for handmaids. Therefore, thus said the Lord, ye have not hearkened unto me in proclaiming liberty. Let's see what this word liberty means. If this liberty here is the same liberty mentioned in the New Testament. And it says a flowing, run free, liberty, flowing, liberty. Let's look it down here. Freedom, hence spontaneity of outflow, and so clear, liberty, pure. So you can see all these mentioned, and this is all mentioned in Old Testament, right? That kind of liberty. Not the liberty that, we hear of in the New Testament. Which, by the way, when I get into the New Testament, I'm gonna look at all the words, all the meanings of that word liberty, and see if there's a connection to this Old Testament liberty. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, ye have not hearkened in proclaiming liberty, everyone to his brother and every man to his neighbor. Behold, I proclaim a liberty for you. So this word liberty is the same liberty here. It doesn't change. Behold, I proclaim a liberty for you, saith the Lord, to the sword, to the pestilence, and to the famine, and I will make you to be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. So we understand that this has not happened yet. And I will give the men that have transgressed my covenant. I will give the men that have transgressed my covenant, which have not performed the words of the covenant which they had done before me, when they cut the calf in twain and passed between the parts thereof. So this is referring back to the Exodus, when Moses led them out into the wilderness and all that stuff. The princes of Judah and the princes of Jerusalem, the eunuchs and the priests, and all the people of the land which pass between the parts of the calf, I will give them into the hand of their enemies and into the hand of them that seek their life, and their dead bodies shall be for meat unto the fowls of the heaven and to the beasts of the earth. And Zedekiah king of Judah and his princes will I give into the hand of their enemies, and into the hand of them that seek their life, and into the hand of the king of Babylon's army, which are gone up from you. Behold, I will command, saith the Lord, and cause to return to this city, and they shall fight against it, to take it and burn it with fire, and I will make the cities of Judah a desolation without an inhabitant. So let's get into chapter 35. I might go a little bit more if I got enough time. Let's go into 35. The Rechabites' obedience. And that's why I always say obedience is key. The word which came unto Jeremiah from the Lord in the days of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, saying, Go unto the houses of the Rechabites and speak unto them. Let me see who the Rechabites are. I forget who these are. Rekah, or whatever. Rekah, uttermost parts, a place in Judah, perhaps the village of Rashiah, 3 miles, 5 kilometers south of Jerusalem. So this is a place in Palestine. All right. Go unto the houses of the Rechabites and speak unto them, and bring them into the house of the Lord, into one of the chambers, and give them wine to drink. Then I took Jazaniah, the son of Jeremiah, the son of Hebazaniah, and his brethren and all his sons, and the whole house of the Rechabites. And I brought them into the house of the Lord, into the chamber of the sons of Hanan, the son of Igdilia, I believe that is what it is. I'm probably butchering the name. A man of God, which was by the chamber of the princes, which was above the chamber of the of Messiah, I believe. The son of Shalom, the keeper of the door. And I set before the sons of the house of the Rechabites pots full of wine and cups, and said unto them, Drink ye wine. But they said, We will drink no wine, for Jonadab, the son of Rechab, our father, commanded us, saying, Ye shall drink no wine, neither ye nor your sons forever. Neither shall ye build house, nor sow seed, nor plant vineyard, nor have any, but all your days he shall dwell in tents, that ye may live many days in the land where ye be strangers. Thus have we obeyed the voice of Jonadab, the son of Rechab, our father, in all that he hath charged us, to drink no wine all our days, we, our wives, our sons, nor our daughters, nor to build houses for us to dwell in. Neither have we vineyard, nor field, nor seed, but we have dwelt in tents, and have obeyed and done according to all that Jonadab, our father, commanded us. But it came to pass, when Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came up into the land, that we said, Come, let us go to Jerusalem, for fear of the army of the Chaldeans, and for fear of the army of the Syrians. So we dwelt at Jerusalem. Judah rebuked. Then came the word of the Lord unto Jeremiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Go and tell the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, Will ye not receive instruction to hearken to my words, saith the Lord? The words of Jonadab, the son of Rechab, that he commanded his sons not to drink wine, and are performed. For unto this day they drink none, but obey their father's commandment. Notwithstanding, I have spoken unto you, rising early and saying, but ye hearken not unto me. I have sent also unto you all my servants the prophets, rising up early and sending them, saying, Return ye now every man from his evil way, and amend your doings, and go not after other gods to serve them, that ye shall dwell in the land which I have given to you and your fathers, but ye have not inclined your ear nor hearkened unto me, because the sons of Jonadab, the son of Rechab, have performed the commandment of their fathers, which he commanded them, but this people have not hearkened unto me. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will bring upon Judah and upon all the inhabitants of Jerusalem all the evil that I pronounced against them, because I have spoken unto them, but they have not heard, and I have called them unto them, but they have not answered. And Jeremiah said unto the house of the Rechabites, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, because ye have obeyed the commandment of Jonadab and your father, and kept all his precepts, and done according unto all that he commanded you. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Jonadab, the son of Rechab, shall not want a man to stand before me forever. And let's get into 36, and I might go a little bit more. If 36 is short enough, I might go a little bit more. Jeremiah's scroll read in the temple. And it came to pass in the 4th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, the king of Judah, that this word came unto Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Take thee a roll of the book and write, and write therein the words that I have spoken unto thee against Israel and against Judah and against all the nations. From that day I spake unto thee, from the days of Josiah, even unto this day. It may be that the house of Judah will hear all the evil which I purpose to do unto them, that they may return every man from his evil way, that I may forgive their iniquity and their sin. Then Jeremiah called Baruch, the son of Nerah, and Baruch wrote from the mouth of Jeremiah all the words of the Lord, which he had spoken unto him, upon a roll of the book. And Jeremiah commanded Baruch, saying, I am shut up. I cannot go into the house of the Lord. Therefore go thou and read in the roll which thou hast written from my mouth the words of the Lord in the ears of the people in the Lord's house upon the fasting day. And also thou shalt read them in the ears of all Judah that came out of their cities. It may be that it may be they will present their supplication before the Lord and will return everyone from his evil way, for great is the anger and the fury of the Lord, that the Lord hath pronounced against this people. And Baruch, the son of Nerah, did according to all that Jeremiah the prophet commanded him, reading in the book the words of the Lord in the Lord's house. And it came to pass in the 5th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, the king of Judah, in the 9th month, that they proclaimed a fast before the Lord to all the people in Jerusalem and to all the people that came from the cities of Judah unto Jerusalem. Then read Baruch in the book of the words of Jeremiah in the house of the Lord, in the chamber of Gemariah, a son of Shaphan the scribe, in the higher court at the entry of the new gate of the Lord's house, in the ears of all the people. And when Micaiah, I believe, the son of Gemariah, the son of Shaphan, had heard out of the book all the words of the Lord, Then he went down unto the king's house, into the scribe's chamber, into the scribe's chamber, and lo, all the princes sat there, even Elishma, the scribe, and Delaiah, I believe. I'm probably butchering the names. The son of Shemaiah, and Elnathan, Elnathan, the son of Akbor. I'm probably butchering these names. You guys gotta bear with me. And Jemriah, the son of Sephan, and Zedekiah, the son of Hananiah, and all the princes. Then Micaiah, I believe, declared unto them all the words that had heard, when Baruch had read the book in the ears of the people. Therefore, all the princes of Jehudi, the son of Nethaniah, the son of Selemiah, the son of Cushi, or whatever, unto Baruch, saying, Take in thine hand the roll wherein thou hast read in the ears of all the people, and come. So Baruch, the son of Neriah, took the roll of his hand and came unto them. And they said unto him, Sit down now and read it in our ears. So Baruch read it in their ears. Now it came to pass, when they had heard all the words, they were afraid both one and another, and said unto Baruch, We will surely tell the king of all these words. And they asked Baruch, saying, Tell us now, how didst thou write all these words at his mouth? Then Baruch answered them, He pronounced all these words unto me with his mouth, and I wrote them with ink in the book. Then said the princes unto Baruch, Go, hide thee, thou and Jeremiah, and let no man know where ye be. Then it talks about the scroll is burned. And they went in to the king. Let me start over. And they went in to the king and to the court, but they laid up the roll in the chamber of Elishama, the scribe, and told all the words in the ears of the king. Oops. Sorry about that. So the king sent Jehudi to fetch the roll, and he took it out of Elishama, the scribe's chamber, and Jehudi read it in the ears of the king and in the ears of all the princes which stood beside the king. Now the king sat in the winter house in the 9th month, and there was a fire on the hearth burning before him. And it came to pass that when Jehudi had read 3 of the 4 leaves, he cut it with the penknife and cast it into the fire that was on the hearth, until all the roll was consumed in the fire that was on the hearth. Yet they were not afraid, nor rent their garments. Neither the king nor any of his servants had heard all these words. Nevertheless, Elnathan and Delaiah, or whatever, and Jemriah had wrote intercession to the king that he would not burn the roll, but he would not hear them. But the king commanded Jeremiel, the son of Hamelech, and Sariah, the son of Azriel, and Selemiah, the son of Abdel, to take Baruch to the scribe and Jeremiah the prophet, but the Lord hid them. the scroll is replaced. Then the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah after that the king had burned the roll, and the words which Baruch wrote at the mouth of Jeremiah, saying, Take thee again another roll, and write in it all the former words that were in the first roll, which Jehoiakim the king of Judah had burnt. And thou shalt say to Jehoiakim the king of Judah, Thus saith the Lord, Thou hast burned this roll, saying, Why hast thou written therein, saying, The king of Babylon shall certainly come and destroy this land, and shall cause to cease from thence man and beast. Therefore, thus saith the Lord of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, he shall have none to sit upon the throne of David, and his dead body shall be cast out in the day to the heat, and in the night to the frost. And I will punish him and his seed and his servants for their iniquity, and I will bring upon them and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem and upon the men of Judah, and all the evil that I have pronounced against them, but they hearken not. Okay, then took Jeremiah another roll and gave it to Baruch the scribe and the son of Nerah, who wrote therein from the mouth of Jeremiah all the words of the book which Jehoiakim the king of Judah had burned in the fire, and there were added besides unto them many like words. And I think I could get one more in here. Let me get one more. Let's go 37. All right. Jeremiah warns against trust in Pharaoh, and this is mentioned also in 2 Kings 24:17 and 2 Chronicles 36:10. So we understand that this has not happened yet. This is all the way back then, and it still hasn't happened even up until Jeremiah's time. So that's why it's being mentioned again. And King Zedekiah, the son of Josiah, reigned instead of Koine, the son of Jehoiakim, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, made king in the land of Judah. But neither he nor his servants nor the people of the land did hearken unto the words of the Lord, which he spake by the prophet Jeremiah. And Zedekiah the king sent Jehukel, the son of Selemiah, and Zephaniah, the son of Messiah. I can't pronounce that name. I'm just going to go ahead. The priest to the prophet Jeremiah, saying, Pray now unto the Lord God for us. Now Jeremiah came in and went out among the people, for they had not put him into prison. Then Pharaoh's army came forth out of Egypt, and when the Chaldeans that besieged Jerusalem heard tidings of them, they departed from Jerusalem. Then came the word of the Lord unto the prophet Jeremiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, Thus shall ye say to the king of Judah that sent you unto me to inquire of me, Behold, Pharaoh's army, which is come forth to help you, shall return to Egypt and to their own land. And the Chaldeans shall come again and fight against this city and take it and burn it with fire. Thus saith the Lord, Deceive not yourselves, saying, The Chaldeans shall surely depart from us, for they shall not depart. For though ye have smitten the whole army of the Chaldeans that fight against you, and there remain but wounded men among them, should they rise up every man in his tent and burn the city with fire. Jeremiah in prison. And it came to pass that when the army of the Chaldeans was broken up and from Jerusalem for fear of Pharaoh's army, then Jeremiah went forth out of Jerusalem to go into the land of Benjamin, to separate himself thence in the midst of the people. And when he was at the gate of Benjamin, a captain of the ward was there, whose name was What was this? Erijah, I believe, the son of Shelemiah, Shelemiah, the son of Hananiah, and he took Jeremiah the prophet, saying, Thou fallest away to the Chaldeans. Then said Jeremiah, It is false, I fall not away to the Chaldeans. But he hearkened not to him. So Irijah took Jeremiah and brought him to the princes. Wherefore the princes were wroth with Jeremiah and smote him and put him in prison in the house of Jonathan the scribe, for they had made that the prison. When Jeremiah was entered into the dungeon and into the cabins, and Jeremiah had remained there many days, then Zedekiah the king sent and took him out, and the king asked him secretly in his house and said, Is there any word from the Lord? And Jeremiah said, There is, for said he, Thou shalt be delivered into the hand of the king of Babylon. Moreover, Jeremiah said unto King Zedekiah, What have I offended against thee and against thy servants or against this people, that ye have put me in prison? Where are now your prophets which prophesy unto you, saying, The king of Babylon shall not come against you, nor against this land? Therefore hear now, I pray thee, O my lord the king, let my supplication, I pray thee, be acceptable before thee, that thou cause me not to return to the house of Jonathan the scribe, lest I die there. Then Zedekiah the king commanded that they should commit Jeremiah to the court, into the court of the prison, and that they should give him daily a piece of bread out of the baker's street, until all the bread in the city were spent. Thus Jeremiah remained in the court of the prison. And I'm going to end it there. I'm going to pick it back up with chapter 38 to probably 44 or 42. I don't know. I'm going to see how long these are. And then I'm going to get this other part up. But I'm only reading these whole chapters because I want to know, according to the Bible, the whole history and all that stuff. I want to know exactly. I don't want to know. I read this whole thing, but I want you guys to know. Let me put it that way. I want you guys to know the whole history, because it's just basically telling the story of what happened back then. So I think it's important that people know, just based off reading the Bible and all that stuff, because the Bible's the final authority and it's going to give us all we need to know. And of course, we can't go outside of the book to look at the history and all that stuff. So with that said, Shalom, and I'll be back with a couple more of these videos. And after I'm done with the book of Jeremiah, I'm going to read out of the book of Matthew, starting at chapter 1. So with that said, Shalom, and I hope you all have a blessed day.